Reaching new heights has taken on a new meaning to me since I've started climbing.
I remember my first time climbing was when I was about 9 or 10, and it was for one of my brother's kind of college field day, family day things. And I just remember it was a really exhilarating experience.
It wasn't until years later that I was able to climb again, and even then it was infrequent. Then, a few years back when I moved to Wisconsin, I learned that there were rock climbing gyms near me, and I resolved to check them out. Now I'm able to climb on a more regular basis, and because of that, I've been able to improve in my skills, and I've been able to strengthen myself both mentally and physically. Climbing is an intellectual sport as well as a physical sport. You have to really think about what you're doing when you're climbing. You can't just muscle your way up the wall. You have to be deliberate. Some people think that climbing is all about upper body strength, and that's just not true. If you have bad upper body strength or you feel like you're weak, you can still be a good climber. Climbing is a full body exercise. You're using your hands, your feet, your arms, everything's working together.
Climbing isn't necessarily a dangerous sport. You just have to be really careful when you climb. If you don't follow the right procedures, you can get really hurt.
But there are several things in place that guarantee safety. The rope, the harness, the anchor point, your belayer. If you know what you're doing and you follow the proper guidelines, then you'll be fine. So the biggest irony for me is that I'm afraid of heights, and climbing is all about heights. You're climbing this 60 to 80 foot wall held only by a rope and your harness. That's pretty daunting. It was only after climbing a few times that I realized that I was comfortable and I was overcoming my fear of heights. I didn't wait for my fear of heights to go away. I faced it head on. Something about climbing is learning when to give up. This isn't admitting defeat, it's accepting humanity. Your body gets tired, it needs a break, and after struggling for a while, sometimes you need that. And sometimes you need help. You need that outside perspective. You need someone who isn't there looking and telling you new ideas, new insights to help you overcome the struggles you're having right now. I remember the first time I went climbing outdoors. It was a new experience for me, and I was very unfamiliar with the experience. And the first time I tried to climb up the wall, I failed. I was so disappointed. I was discouraged and I was upset. It wasn't like this was my first time climbing. I had been climbing for a few months at this point, so I felt like I should have succeeded. I felt like I should have made it to the top, and I just couldn't. There were fears that I had to overcome. It was such a new experience for me, and I had to overcome these fears that I didn't realize that I had. I didn't realize that tight spaces made me so nervous, and I had to overcome that anxiety, that feeling of claustrophobia, so that I could climb up the wall. But after that first failure, I took a step back. I stepped away from the wall. I stepped away from my problem to reevaluate, to gain a new perspective. And I knew I didn't want to quit, so I tried again. Every time I go climbing, I realize that I can overcome fear. I overcome my fear of heights, my fear of tight spaces, even my fear of inadequacy. Without really realizing it, climbing has changed me. I know it sounds cheesy. There is real power in pursuing a hobby, like finding a new passion. Who knows? You just might change your life.